Archangel Michael and Jesus say, "You will lose both of us. Don't skip." My beloved child, if these words have appeared before your eyes today, do not dismiss them as a coincidence. There are moments in life when heaven whispers softly, and there are moments when heaven speaks with urgency. Today is one of those moments. This message comes wrapped in love, not fear. It comes with compassion, not condemnation. It comes because your soul has been crying out for direction, even if your lips have remained silent. Archangel Michael stands beside you as a protector, holding his sword of divine truth. Jesus stands beside you as a shepherd, extending his hand of mercy and grace. Together they bring a message that many need to hear but few are willing to accept. The message is simple. If you continue walking away from the light, you risk losing the guidance that has been surrounding you. This is not a threat. Heaven does not abandon its children. Rather, this is a warning about what happens when a person repeatedly closes the door to divine wisdom. Just as sunlight cannot enter a room when all the curtains are drawn, spiritual guidance becomes difficult to recognize when the heart becomes hardened. Think about your recent days. Have you felt distracted? Have you felt exhausted by worries, fears, and endless responsibilities? Have you found yourself saying, "I will pray later, I will focus on my spiritual life tomorrow," or "I will return to God when things calm down"? Many people believe they have unlimited time. They assume that opportunities for growth, healing, and transformation will always be available. Yet every day is a gift. Every sunrise is an invitation. Every breath is a reminder that life itself is sacred. Jesus speaks gently. "My child, I have never stopped loving you. Even during the moments when you forgot me, I remembered you. Even when you doubted me, I remained faithful. Even when you walked away, I kept watching over your path." These words carry tremendous comfort. There may be times when you felt alone. Perhaps you experienced betrayal from people you trusted. Perhaps you endured seasons of disappointment, heartbreak, or uncertainty. Yet heaven was never absent. Archangel Michael adds, "I have stood guard during battles you never saw. I have helped protect you from dangers you never recognized. I have strengthened your spirit when you felt weak and vulnerable." Many blessings occur behind the scenes. We often notice only the challenges, while remaining unaware of the countless obstacles removed from our path. We focus on the doors that closed and forget the disasters those closed doors may have prevented. Right now, there is a spiritual invitation before you. The invitation is not to become perfect. The invitation is not to have all the answers. The invitation is simply to return. Return to gratitude. Return to faith. Return to hope. Return to prayer. Return to the awareness that you are deeply loved. The world constantly demands your attention. Notifications, responsibilities, worries, and endless noise compete for space within your mind. Day after day, many people become so busy surviving that they forget how to truly live. Jesus reminds you, "What does it profit a person to gain the whole world but lose their soul?" These words are not meant to discourage ambition. They are meant to restore balance. Success without peace becomes exhausting. Wealth without purpose becomes empty. Achievement without love becomes meaningless. Perhaps you have been chasing something that never truly satisfies. Perhaps every time you reach a goal, another goal appears. Every accomplishment brings temporary happiness, but the deeper longing remains. That longing is spiritual. It is the longing to know that your life matters. It is the longing to know that you are seen. It is the longing to know that your struggles have meaning. It is the longing to know that love is stronger than fear. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important. Many battles are not physical. They are battles of the mind and heart. The battle against discouragement. The battle against hopelessness. The battle against resentment. The battle against self-doubt. The battle against believing you are not enough. Every day, these invisible struggles attempt to drain your energy. Yet heaven continually sends strength. Sometimes that strength arrives through a kind word. Sometimes through a friend. Sometimes through an unexpected opportunity. Sometimes through a message like this one. You may wonder why you are reading these words right now. Perhaps because your spirit needed encouragement. Perhaps because you have been carrying burdens that feel too heavy. Perhaps because you have secretly asked for a sign. Whatever brought you here, know this. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. Jesus says, I know the tears you never showed anyone. I know the fears you hide behind your smile. I know the prayers you whispered when no one else was listening. There is something powerful about being known completely and loved completely at the same time. Human relationships often struggle with this. People may love us when we succeed but withdraw when we fail. They may support us during victories but disappear during hardships. Divine love is different. Divine love remains. Divine love endures. Divine love waits patiently. And yet, heaven's patience should never be mistaken for indifference. The warning within today's message is that spiritual neglect has consequences. Not because God wishes to punish, but because every choice shapes our future. When we choose gratitude, gratitude grows. When we choose faith, faith grows. When we choose bitterness, bitterness grows. When we choose fear, fear grows. The direction of your life is influenced by the habits of your heart. Today, Archangel Michael and Jesus invite you to examine your path honestly. Ask yourself, am I moving closer to peace or further away from it? Am I nurturing my soul or ignoring it? Am I becoming more loving or more fearful? Am I spending time with what truly matters? These questions are not meant to create guilt. They are meant to awaken awareness. Because awareness creates change. And change creates transformation. The beautiful truth is that no matter how far you believe you have wandered, you can begin again today. One prayer can begin a new chapter. One act of forgiveness can break years of bitterness. One moment of surrender can release enormous burdens. One step toward the light can change the direction of an entire life. As this message continues, Archangel Michael and Jesus ask you not to focus on fear of loss. Instead, focus on the opportunity before you. The opportunity to reconnect. The opportunity to heal. The opportunity to grow. The opportunity to remember who you truly are. You are not merely a collection of mistakes. You are not defined by your failures. You are not trapped by your past. You are a beloved soul with a future still being written. And heaven has not given up on you. My beloved child, as you continue listening to this message, allow your heart to become still for a moment. The world often teaches you to rush from one task to another, one worry to another, one distraction to another. Yet the deepest truths are rarely found in noise. They are discovered in quiet moments when the soul is willing to listen. Jesus speaks again. My child, many people ask me for signs, yet when the signs appear, they are too distracted to notice them. Many ask for guidance, yet when guidance arrives, they are too busy following their fears. Think about how often fear influences decisions. Fear tells you that you are not ready. Fear tells you that you are too weak. Fear tells you that change is impossible. Fear tells you that your situation will never improve. But fear is not the voice of heaven. Archangel Michael reminds you. The voice of fear creates chains. The voice of God creates freedom. Perhaps you have been carrying invisible chains for a long time. Chains of regret. Chains of guilt. Chains of disappointment. Chains formed by words spoken over you years ago. Maybe someone once told you that you would never succeed. Maybe someone convinced you that you were unworthy. Maybe a painful experience made you question your value. Over time, these wounds became part of your identity. Instead of saying, "I experienced failure," you began saying, "I am a failure." Instead of saying, "I made mistakes," you began saying, "I am my mistakes." But heaven sees you differently. Jesus sees beyond your scars. He sees beyond your doubts. He sees beyond every label the world has placed upon you. He sees the person you were created to become. That version of you still exists. That future still exists. That purpose still exists. The enemy of your peace wants you to believe that it is too late. Too late to change. Too late to heal. Too late to begin again. Too late to dream. Too late to hope. But heaven declares otherwise. As long as there is breath within you, there is possibility. As long as there is life within you, there is purpose. As long as there is a heartbeat within your chest, there is hope. Many people spend years waiting for the perfect moment before they take a step of faith. They say, "When I have more money, I will trust God. When my problems disappear, I will find peace. When everything becomes clear, I will move forward." Yet faith does not begin after certainty arrives. Faith begins before certainty arrives. Faith is taking a step when you cannot see the entire staircase. Faith is believing that tomorrow can be better even when today feels difficult. Faith is choosing hope in the middle of uncertainty. Archangel Michael says, "Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. This message reaches someone who has almost given up. Someone who feels exhausted. Someone who feels forgotten. Someone who feels trapped in circumstances they cannot control. If that person is you, listen carefully. The chapter you are living is not the entire story. A storm is not the entire climate. A setback is not the entire journey. A disappointment is not the final outcome. You have survived things that once seemed impossible. Remember the battles you thought would break you. Remember the nights you thought you would never get through. Remember the moments when you felt completely overwhelmed. Yet here you are. Still standing. Still breathing. Still moving forward. That alone is evidence of strength. Sometimes people underestimate how far they have come because they are focused on how far they still want to go. Take a moment to honor your progress. You have learned lessons. You have gained wisdom. You have developed resilience. You have grown in ways you may not even recognize. Jesus says, "Do not despise small beginnings." A seed appears insignificant. Yet within that seed is the potential for a mighty tree. In the same way, small acts of faith can create extraordinary transformations. One prayer. One decision. One act of kindness. One moment of forgiveness. One step toward healing. Small actions often become life-changing miracles over time. Many people miss miracles because they expect them to arrive dramatically. They expect lightning from the sky. They expect instant transformation. They expect every problem to disappear overnight. Yet many miracles arrive quietly. A new opportunity. A restored relationship. A fresh perspective. A sudden peace. An unexpected solution. A door opening at exactly the right moment. These blessings may seem ordinary at first, but they carry extraordinary significance. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that spiritual warfare often occurs in your thoughts. If negative thoughts dominate your mind, they eventually influence your actions. If hopeless thoughts dominate your mind, they eventually influence your expectations. This is why protecting your thoughts is so important. Ask yourself, what voices am I listening to daily? What messages am I allowing into my heart? What beliefs am I repeating to myself? If you constantly tell yourself that you are defeated, your actions will reflect defeat. If you constantly tell yourself that you are incapable, your actions will reflect limitation. But if you begin speaking truth over your life, everything starts to change. Truth says, "I am stronger than I realize. I am loved. I am valuable. I am capable of growth. I am not defined by my past. I can begin again." These truths align with the way heaven sees you. Jesus continues, "My child, there are blessings ahead that you cannot yet see. Do not abandon your faith because the journey feels difficult. Think of a traveler walking through a valley. The traveler may believe the valley will last forever because mountains block the horizon. Yet beyond those mountains are landscapes the traveler cannot yet see. Your current circumstances are not the full picture. There are opportunities you have not discovered. There are friendships you have not formed. There are answers you have not received. There are victories you have not experienced. Your future contains possibilities greater than your present understanding. That is why hope matters. Hope keeps you moving when results are not yet visible. Hope keeps you believing when evidence seems limited. Hope keeps you standing when others would surrender. And heaven is calling you to hope again. Perhaps disappointment convinced you to stop expecting good things. Perhaps repeated setbacks made you lower your expectations. Perhaps heartbreak caused you to build walls around your heart. But walls that keep pain out can also keep blessings out. Jesus gently invites you to trust again. Not necessarily every person. Not every promise. Not every opportunity. But trust Him. Trust that He is working even when you cannot see it. Trust that delays are not always denials. Trust that closed doors sometimes protect you from the wrong path. Trust that your story is still unfolding. As this message continues, Heaven asks you to release something. Release the need to control everything. Release the burden of carrying tomorrow's worries today. Release the belief that everything depends solely on your strength. You were never meant to carry every burden alone. You were never designed to face every battle without help. You were never expected to have every answer. That is why faith exists. Faith allows you to place what you cannot control into the hands of one who can. And when you do, something remarkable happens. Peace begins to replace anxiety. Hope begins to replace fear. Strength begins to replace exhaustion. Light begins to replace darkness. The warning from the beginning of this message was never about losing divine love. Divine love remains constant. The warning is about drifting so far into distraction, fear, and spiritual neglect that you stop recognizing the love that surrounds you. Do not let that happen. Slow down. Listen. Pray. Reflect. Reconnect. Because heaven is. My beloved child, as you continue listening, allow your heart to become still for a moment. The noise of the world can be overwhelming. Every day brings new demands, new worries, and new uncertainties. Yet amid all the chaos, heaven is calling your name. Jesus speaks again with compassion. My child, many people are searching everywhere for the peace that can only be found within me. They search through possessions, relationships, achievements, and endless distractions, yet their hearts remain restless. The reason is simple: the human soul was created for a relationship with divine love. There is a deep truth in these words. Every person experiences moments when something feels missing. Even when life appears successful on the outside, there can still be an emptiness within. This emptiness is not a sign of failure. It is a reminder that your spirit longs for something eternal. Archangel Michael stands beside you and says, do not allow temporary struggles to convince you that your future is hopeless. The battle you are facing today is not the final chapter of your story. How many times have you believed that a difficult season would never end? How many nights have you stayed awake worrying about problems that seemed impossible to solve? How many times have fear whispered that nothing would ever change? Yet here you are. You survived days you thought would break you. You overcame challenges you once believed were impossible. You carried burdens that felt unbearable, and somehow you continued moving forward. This is proof that strength has been working within you all along. Sometimes we underestimate our own resilience because we focus so much on what is still wrong. We forget to acknowledge how far we have come. Think back to a year ago. Think back to a difficult chapter in your life. Think back to the moments when you felt completely lost. Now look at yourself today. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are not where you used to be. Growth often happens slowly. Healing often happens quietly. Transformation often happens invisibly. A seed planted beneath the soil does not become a tree overnight. For a long time, nothing appears to be happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are developing. The same is true for your spiritual journey. Many of the prayers you have prayed are still unfolding. Many of the blessings meant for you are still approaching. Many of the lessons you are learning will make sense later. Jesus says, "Trust me even when you cannot see the entire path." Faith is not the absence of questions. Faith is choosing to keep walking despite them. This message is especially important for those who feel discouraged because answers have not arrived as quickly as expected. Perhaps you prayed for healing. Perhaps you prayed for financial breakthrough. Perhaps you prayed for reconciliation. Perhaps you prayed for direction. When answers seem delayed, it is easy to assume heaven has forgotten you. But delay is not abandonment. Waiting is not rejection. Silence is not absence. Many times, preparation happens during the waiting season. Archangel Michael explains, "The strongest warriors are not created during times of comfort. They are shaped during seasons of challenge. Every obstacle contains a lesson. Every struggle contains an opportunity for growth. Every disappointment contains hidden wisdom." This does not mean pain is enjoyable. It means pain does not have the final word. There are people listening to this message who have experienced betrayal. People who trusted someone and were deeply hurt. People who gave their best and received little in return. People who loved sincerely and were left with heartbreak. If this describes you, Jesus wants you to hear this. Do not allow the actions of others to convince you that you are unworthy of love. The behavior of another person does not determine your value. Someone's rejection does not reduce your worth. Someone's betrayal does not erase your goodness. Someone's failure to appreciate you does not diminish who you are. Your value comes from who you are, not from how others treat you. This truth has the power to set many hearts free. Too often, people spend years seeking validation from those who are incapable of giving it. They work harder. They sacrifice more. They try to become someone else. Yet the approval they seek never fully arrives. The reason is simple. Your identity was never meant to depend upon human approval. Your identity was meant to be rooted in divine love. Archangel Michael reminds you. When you know who you are, the opinions of others lose their power over you. This confidence is not arrogance. It is spiritual stability. It is the ability to remain grounded regardless of circumstances. It is the ability to maintain hope even when others doubt.